Oh, what's up, guys? I didn't see you there. You guys are creeping on me. Let's do a quick video, guys. I'm walking up my driveway here. I'm gonna do a quick video about container tomatoes, okay? Let's go check on mine and I'll tell you some tips and tricks, success and different things I've had throughout the years. The first thing we can point out is look at my driveway and my woods. My yard is hiding back in there. I don't get much sunlight. So the first thing that's nice about container gardening tomatoes, you can put them wherever you want. So look, up here, I got a nice open span. Look at this open sky, guys. It's beautiful. And here they are, my container tomatoes. So, guys, I'm actually a competitive giant gardener, or that's what I usually do, is grow giants for competition. So these are actually my pots for growing giant tomatoes. So I've actually grown lots of 5-pound tomatoes up here and in these exact pots. But this year, I'm focusing all of my energy on my giant pumpkin plants because I've never grown a truly giant pumpkin. So I didn't want to distract myself with too much extra work. So I decided to just plant regular tomatoes. And as you can see, they are flourishing in these pots because I've been, you know, these pots have been, I don't know, treated well. I guess I add additives and foods and stuff for the giants, so the regular tomatoes are also just loving it. So we could go over a few tips and tricks about pruning and container gardening. Well, I guess getting your weeds out is good. You don't want moisture getting up on these lower leaves, and you don't want soil splattering onto the lower leaves. That's how your blight is going to start. So where's my scissors? Here's one. How convenient. So what I do, it's hard to bring myself to defoliate, but see, if some of these are too close to the soil, we either have to get them up higher or literally just cut them off. Some people will cut them way up like a tree. You know, it'll almost have like a tree trunk, and that's even better, but I can't bring myself to cut that much foliage off because, like, when growing the giants and stuff, I want that photosynthesis, you know? But here's what you don't want. See this leaf? It just rained a bunch last night. This is all soil splatter. That is a no-no. So let's get rid of that. So that's the main thing, is we're gonna get rid of soil splatter. But let me tell you another technique that we can use to our advantage. So 3 of these pots are soilless. So just to prove that there's no just one secret soil, 3 of these pots are soilless. These 2, this end one, are basically just like a peat based, there's no actual soil. It's like peat moss, you know, probably bark, whatever comes in them, like, you know, kind of like Miracle Grow potting mix and peat moss, and then just additives like compost and manure and stuff like that. So then you have less chance of having a blight splatter up from a soilless mix. It probably still can though. Actually, I'm sure it can. So, because it has happened before, but using soilless mix is never a bad idea. So actually, I could go and grab some of my peat moss and even put a layer kind of as mulch down over this. So maybe I'll do that. And that'll help from that blight splattering up. But the blight usually doesn't take hold until you get cooler conditions, wet and cold, like September. That's why a lot of your tomatoes plants will get taken out in September, because the conditions are right for the blight. So now, wow, geez. So I planted 2 types here. I kind of lost track of which ones were which, but now I can tell. This is a cherry tomato variety. So this one I let grow into just a bush because I knew it was one of the cherry tomatoes, and I just let it go crazy. Let's move this. First, clear out your long gourds. Oh geez, he's attached. This was an extra long gourd plant, guys. It has no home. But let's just leave that there. Okay, get these couple weeds out. So this one I let just grow as a bush. I haven't really been trimming it, and it's a good strategy for cherry tomatoes. It's fine. I would say this is a little too densely leaved, so I think some kind of funk will probably start in here once it gets a little colder out. You probably want better airflow than that, so that's another reason you usually don't let them just grow into a bush like that. But it looks okay. I should trim some of these bottom ones. Oh, hey, there's actually cherry tomatoes. So yeah, there's going to be probably hundreds of them on there. And then it looks like these four are, what are they? I think they're like Better Boy. They're one of them common greenhouse varieties. So these are an indeterminate variety, which this is a little strange too, because this is another cherry. It would be from the same package as that little bushy one. And look, it's growing completely different. So it might have gotten a little different genetics in it. But these are indeterminate varieties of the Big Boy or Better Boy, one of the two. And indeterminate just means they don't have a specific height that they get to. Determinate varieties will grow up to like 30 inches, produce all the tomatoes at once, and then be done. And they only get so big. These are indeterminate, which means they can just keep growing. Like the photo in the thumbnail, guys. That was a 12-foot plant that was in this pot right here. It was 12 feet tall. I was up on the top of a ladder pollinating giants. Wasn't that crazy? So if you prune these to just one stalk, you could end up with a really, really tall tomato. But we don't really need that in this case. We're trying to produce a bunch of nice sized fruit, not just one monster, you know. So that comes down to pruning. Everybody does it a little different, but I can tell you what I have been doing, and we can do a little bit because I already see some problems. So with the indeterminate varieties, the flowers are going to come right from these main stalks and even your main stalk. But if you have a determinate or dwarf variety, you actually have to let the suckers grow, because that's where your flowers are going to be. So pruning depends on the type of tomato that you have. So I'm just going to mostly talk about the indeterminate varieties, because that's the type I grow. So I'm letting them have a few strong branches. I don't really want just one branch, one big stalk, you know, because you're going to get really tall and you're not going to have as many fruit. But I'd say you'd want, or I want, three or less. So look, there's other ones trying to form. See, here's one right here. So this would have been a big sucker that is trying to turn into its own big branch, which maybe it's okay if I really got these to spread out, but let's cut off some of these suckers. So I guess people would call them suckers because they suck the energy out and don't give you any tomatoes. Unless you let them get big into their own big top. So see, these would have started as suckers. So like right here's a good example. Here's where a big beefy stalk was coming up, and the sucker also is growing really beefy and splitting. So it's basically just like a fork, you know. It's splitting into two big tops. I'll leave that one for now, but if we look down in here and see any smaller ones, let me reach in and grab one. Look, you guys can go in there. See, here's a little tiny one trying to grow. That would just be wasted energy, and we don't want that foliage so close to each other. So like right here, see this one? That's unwanted sucker. But see, sometimes the sucker will get so much energy, and like this one, it turned into a big old top. And that's fine. We're gonna have tons of tomatoes up there. But we gotta control this a little bit. See, now I have 4 big tops, and this is another one trying to form. So let's get rid of this one. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tops. I'm pushing it. We could maybe leave 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. Let's just do 4 tops on these and see how it goes. Maybe we'll do one with 3. So we got 1, 2, 3 tops here. What's this? Oh, this is a goofy looking top. I don't even like this top. I don't like that one. Get rid of it. There's a couple flowers there I'll leave. If you were braver than me, you would cut your foliage up even higher. Oh, there is some dragging almost on the ground down here. Okay, let's get it. There, see, that leaf was dragging way down. Here's another tip that I'm not doing at the moment. If you do have a disease on one of your plants or diseased leaves, don't use the same cutter or knife or fingernail to trim all of your, prune all your tomatoes, or you're gonna spread that disease. So I'm showing you by example what not to do. But these aren't really diseased yet, so I'm just being precautionary, I guess. But see, these leaves are kind of too low, but I can't bring myself to tear them off. Somebody else is gonna have to do it. Okay, here we go. Here is a sucker we can get rid of. Let's look for problem suckers. Okay, here's one. See, these little tiny ones are gonna do nothing for us. Oh, here's a extra top. See, here's a sucker that's getting kind of big, see here? But that one, we already have our tops that we want. 1, 2, 3, we already have 4. I'm gonna go with 4 or less. Obviously, this is kind of opinionated. Some people just let them go wild. Some people will say you gotta have 1 stalk. But it's part of the fun. It's not that fussy. Tomato plants are so easy to grow. And if you're not trying to be competitive, it's fine, you know. One thing I might do, maybe we'll make another video on it, is once we start getting clusters of tomatoes, you can pinch off a few of them. So each cluster only has like 3 tomatoes. And you're gonna get better shape and full big tomatoes if it's not trying to grow too many on one cluster, you know. It's very interesting though, this cherry tomato, I only bought 1 pack of cherry tomatoes. I didn't start these from seed because I wanted, like I said, I didn't want to use any energy or time on these. So I'm not really spending much time on these. But that's from the same package as this plant. This pot's always been a little goofy. This soil is mystery soil. So I can tell this plant doesn't look as nice, but genetically it looks different than this one. Here's my head height, by the way, so we're already getting kind of tall. All right, let's see if we can cover anything else. Not really. I think we're ready to rock. I guess we'll just check on these again, and we'll keep pruning off suckers, and I'll make sure to keep pruning these up. See, like this. Oh, I just got to get brave. Don't think about it, guys. Let's bust these off. And there we go. All right, guys. Hopefully I didn't talk too long on that one. I was just sharing some of my my thoughts on container tomatoes. They're pretty cool. We could even move these around, put them out on the road, whatever. Take them for a walk. All right, guys. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.